So this was a very interesting episode. Welcome back to Radio Shack, and yes, we're back with another episode of TMNT. And before I get into anything, this episode, which is called The Tale of Tiger Claw, was probably one of the funniest and most action-packed episodes I've seen in a long time. It's also nice seeing them do a little spin on things, having us focus more on the villain of the story than the Turtles. I mean, it's still going to have the Turtles in it, but it was nice seeing that we have more focus on Tiger Claw. But we see the Shredder is still looking for Karai. That's still going to be a thing. And we see that Tiger Claw is sensing something he hasn't sensed in a long time. And it's funny when Bebop and Rocksteady are trying to figure out what's wrong with him. He's like, maybe he's sniffing too much of that catnip. I just thought that was funny. Going back with the Turtles, we see them training with Master Splinter, and he has no weapon. He just has his drink. And when he drinks it, you see him get a little bit more loose or whatever. And the way the fighting technique looked, I mean, it was very action-packed. It was very good. But it was just funny because it looks like it was some type of form of a drunken monkey fighting style. I mean, I'm just going with that, whatever, but it was very hilarious. And we see the lesson is more about intuition, and that Casey has 0.0 of it. But Casey tries to argue the fact that he's born a warrior. And then we see that April has a premonition about him that doesn't look too good, and she's warning him to be more careful. And then they go out on patrol, and we see something fast go right past them, heading towards Raph and Casey. And Casey and Raph go investigate it, and we see it's our new character, Alopex, who is stealing these twin blades that have a very interesting story behind them. Casey and Raph try to confront her and tell her to drop the blades, but she ends up going up against them, and we get this story about the twin blades that whoever gets cut by them, even the slightest cut, is cursed with bad luck. And that's what ends up happening in Casey. I would just like to say Bebop and Rocksteady were pretty funny in this episode when they're with Tiger Claw in the van, and Bebop is trying to show Tiger Claw his mixtape or whatever, and we have Rocksteady beatbox in the background. Just hilarious. But we get the confrontation between Tiger Claw and Alopex, and she is wearing his tail as a belt, kind of like a trophy, because she's the one that cut it off. And we get the fight between them, but it doesn't go so well for her, so she has to run away because she's outnumbered. But we're back with the Turtles, and we see something's kind of wrong with Casey. He's getting more of these near-death experiences, and he doesn't believe in this bad luck until more and more start to happen. And I love the way that they kind of like hinted or winked at the fans, if you will, who read the comic books, because Raph talks about how Alopex is pretty sweet, but she's no Mona Lisa, because they do have like some type of connection in the comic books. So that was pretty interesting. But we do end up getting the backstory of Tiger Claw and Alopex, who we find out are brother and sister. And they ended up walking through a Krang portal, and they were experimented on and turned into what they are today. And they went through a life of crime, becoming assassins. They were even part of a circus at one point. So it's nice getting to see that backstory of them. But they eventually turned on each other, and Alopex ended up cutting off his tail. And then we get a confrontation between the Turtles and Alopex, which they're trying to get her help to lift the curse off of Casey, but also trying to tell her about revenge. It is not a great path to go down. We end up getting another fight between Tiger Claw and Alopex, but Tiger Claw is more prepared this time and has a trap set for her. The Turtles show up and are able to help her out, and we see this great slow motion action piece where the Turtles are trying to defend Casey from getting hit with all these lasers and shots going by, and they're able to destroy the twin blades to lift the curse from Casey. Alopex ends up sparing Tiger Claw's life because he's the only family she has left. And when she tries to walk away, Tiger Claw tries to shoot her, but she ends up slicing off his hand, which was very, very crazy. I didn't think they were going to go that way, but it was out of nowhere. It was like an RKO out of nowhere. Just wow. But the Turtles let Tiger Claw go, and that is the end of the episode. What a great introduction to a new character. And a very, very action-packed, funny episode. The only thing I wish we had more focus on Tiger Claw, but other than that, a great episode. 2 episodes left in the season 4, and we're going back to the focus on Shredder. So, should be very, very interesting. Can't wait for it. What did you think about this episode? What did you think about the new character, Alopex? Comment below, let me know. If you liked my thoughts on this episode, make sure you like and subscribe, because I don't just do Ninja Turtle episode recaps. I talk everything Power Rangers, and I talk about comic book superheroes. My last video will be in the description down below, and until my next video, I will see you later.